Hello, and I'm sat here speaking to an utter legend. We haven't talked for quite a while, have we, Mike?
Been a while. It's been a while, guys.
It's been a while. We go way back, way back, and we've just decided to sit down, chew the fat, and ask what went wrong with Doctor Who.
What went
Uh,
where wrong in our opinions? We're all gonna have different opinions. Where it went
yeah,
wrong, and there'll be some people that'll say, "Hey, it didn't go wrong anywhere." That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Just shame we would have had a third perspective, possibly
possible.
beef, possibly guys, possibly. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do.
So,
What do you
so
got?
we're just gonna chill and relax and just have a great discussion about the show that we loved. We made videos of, reviews of a few years back. We all went our separate ways.
We went
And
to war for that show against other podcasters. War. People hated it. You know, we loved
well,
Oh, shit, that darn. Are we allowed to curse on here?
of course you can. We don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
I'm not
Uh,
I might slip, you know, slip. I'll try to keep it cool, but yeah. All right. Well, go ahead. What do we got? What's our first line of defense here, or our first?
defense. Watching NuWho, I mean, it's NuWho which celebrates its 20th anniversary this year. Um, in all honesty, when did you start to see things coming into the production of the show? What sort of started to change your liking of the show, shall we say?
Okay. All right. We'll begin here, where I felt
Mm.
personally. I'm going to be honest, guys. Personally, I loved Peter Capaldi's run, and yes, I do wish it was longer. Actually, a couple years longer. Could have went on for 10 years, man. It would have been freaking great, right? But when they were announcing the new companion, and I was a Claire fan. I understand some of you people out there do not dig Claire, but come on now, this we've been now. I don't know. I could put Claire on a pedestal now compared, all the crap that we're getting with companions. A few, but it's gonna have to be when they were showing the preview to the new companion, man, and it was Bill Potts, man. As soon as they showed that preview, I remember being excited to watch it because that's how we used to roll back then. When they had an
Yeah,
announcement, our friend circle, we would be like, or somebody would say, "Hey, they just put up the new trailer. This, something Doctor Who related." And this was one of those where they're introducing Bill Potts, and I remember just seeing it. And this is before we got to really know her, but I don't know, just her the way, just her dialect. I don't know. And again, I'm an American, and I understand the English people have different dialects. She was a little hard to understand, and I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I can roll with like those weird Welsh people. I can. I get them a bit. you know, I get it. And they try. I understand. They try to speak good English, but I don't know. There was something about her vibe I did not dig, but still, I was going to give it a chance. So of course, we watched the first couple episodes, and boy, and this I was watching with my kids at the time, and this is even where they were falling off, man. And even my daughter Zoe turns to me, I remember, and saying that, like, how many times does this woman have to say that she's a lesbian? We get it, like what? Again, nothing against any of that, dude. I love fucking lesbians, believe me. But it came off a little corny, man, for a gay character, in my opinion. It's not going to be the first either. It just came off corny or over the top or too much. I don't know. And yes, I love Captain Jack, man. Okay, and yes, he had a lot of fucking raunchy scenes, especially in Torchwood. Yes, I don't know, man, but his character development was so good. It was so good. He was such a cool, especially in the beginning with Eccleston. Like he just his charisma, his charm, man. That fucking guy loved everything. Now we're not going to say he's like a gay icon. I guess he could be for some, but maybe the actor, but not but the actual character. I, I loved he was set up. He was what he they called him omnisexual, which basically means he would make love to anything, even a horse. Maybe I don't know if it goes into that. Possibly, I don't know. But it's Captain Jack. He was just a cool dude. He was almost like the Han Solo
Mhm.
kind of a little bit. He was just like the cool dude that you would see once in a while that would come in and save the day, man. And yeah, I could talk about Captain Jack for a while because I did like Torchwood just as much too, especially when we want to bring in the whole plot of the captain with the John Hart, uh, which was played by James Marsters, who played Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Right? Yeah, that was him. Where he played his ex
Yeah.
love or his ex husband, something like that. That storyline where he was buried in the where Captain Jack was buried in the ground for what, like 100 years, and he kept like waking up and suffocating and dying for like 100 years until somebody. Anyhow, I like that shit. I'm not going to say again, and then we can go on Torchwood, which we might do sometime because I think this conversation is going to go to a lot of different places. Okay, so right now wasn't as much of a fan of the American Torchwood series, but again, considering the crap we've been getting, the American Torchwood series, fucking awesome, fucking awesome. That's what I could say. Didn't think so at first, but anyhow, we'll get into that more. But yeah, my first where I was like, was probably like Capaldi's last season. Although, dude, I fucking loved Capaldi, man. I fucking loved him. I fucking loved, and I don't care. I loved him with Missy. I thought that was kind of cool. Again, that's another character where, hey, some people might say that's where they kind of lost hope in the show when they had the master be female. Obviously, when that happened, it was only inevitable that the doctor was going to become a female. That's all that setup was for. The difference is Michelle Gomez is a fucking awesome actor, dude. So it's hard to critique Missy. Really, it is for me anyway. I understand the master should have never been turned.
Totally agree.
Maybe where it kind of started, where they're kind of experimenting with things. I mean, we come from a time when there was, again, there was specifically time ladies, specifically, which would be the Time Lords with vaginas, I would imagine. Now we went through those runs with like one of the more popular ones, like Romana, of course, the first one and the second one there, and then the Ronnie eventually would get right. These were just time ladies.
Yeah.
Were they ever called time lords? No, they were the men, right? At that
There
point.
was men, there was women.
So, but
Uh,
are the time ladies different from the time lords, or is that the title for the female?
it was just a title for the female. Like for human, it's male and female. That's what how it is. It was Time Lord, Time Lady,
Time
male
lord,
and female.
penis time lord, vagina
Yeah,
time lady.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but well, that's what I'm saying. See, and we're not that fucking old, okay, guys. I mean, we watch these shows when we're younger. All right, man. They built like a premise. Again, man. I know where it goes, man. But I don't want to go too. I will never stop talking. But all right, let's hear. I guess let's hear what Lee has to say. Where he felt like
Well,
when did his butt clinch, man, and be like, oh no, when did this happen?
well, that's on a daily basis. But um, it I, the same as you. It was Capaldi's last season, um, and there was these little comments about the future being female, and the doctor hoped, we can hoped this and hope that. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can see what's going to happen here. And there was all this, as you say, Michelle Gomez. I was a bit weary of the casting of her when we found out it was going to be the master. Because everybody said a female master.
Right.
But I totally agree what you say. Michelle Gomez just kicked the ball out of, she took that role and made it her own. A
Yeah,
lot of people say she should have played the Rani that way. I can see that point of view as well.
right. Wouldn't it have?
Yeah,
You would have brought the Ronnie
yeah,
back again. Then you got a different time lady that's more. She was more into like
science,
chemistry.
science and experimentation.
She was more of a yeah, like a scientist genius in
Yeah.
a right.
So
Which
yeah,
which
it,
again, she would just play it the same way, I'm sure, but it would at least I don't know, would have kind of made sense, man. It kind of would have made sense. Not again,
yeah,
not agreed. I guess that kind of the Capaldi's last season was kind of our oh fuck, here we go. But I gotta hand it to actually the was it the last episode or two the two where you had Michelle Gomez and you had uh, John Sims together. That was pretty cool. That, like
oh yeah, yeah, the Cyberman story. Yeah, yeah,
not diarrhea or taking a crap on everything from the last season. Just Bill Potts just wasn't my flavor, man. And man,
mm,
like again, it's not because I'm not saying that because she's a lesbian. I just did not like the character, man. And it's not because she,
mm,
just I don't know. I just didn't like her vibe. I just didn't,
yeah.
man. Really didn't, man.
Well, you could see the way the series was going, as you've mentioned, that Bill Potts' character didn't mention once. It was more than once that she was a lesbian.
Yeah,
You
and
know, you could have said it maybe twice. Yes, I'll let that go. Maybe she's mentioned it twice, but to constantly say things like that, you could see the way things were going.
yeah, it might not have been.
Um,
It might not be as many as but it was enough. Where
yeah,
okay, where even my daughter's like, why did she keep saying it? Like we
yeah.
know she
Does it matter?
doesn't matter at all. That would just be like even
Yeah,
if he had a companion that constantly just rose, just saying, "I'm straight. I'm straight.
yeah,
I like black guys. I'm straight. That's it." Like
yeah,
nobody gives a fuck. This is not why we're watching Doctor Who. I understand. Yes, people have relationships in it, man, but just I like less of that. Less is more, especially for Doctor Who when it comes to like people getting in relationships. And I know people love the whole Rose with the 10th Doctor, and I get it, dude. There was some cool shit there, but that was kind of a one and all right. They experimented with that a little bit. All right, God, all that stuff's so fucking deep because then we can just get into the meta crisis. But again, we're gonna get we'll get into that as we progress here.
yeah,
All right, now we just
yeah,
agree that pretty much the last season of Capaldi was kind of our like, I'm not feeling it like I used to for this show that I used to
yeah.
absolutely love and make
It
sure
was,
even being where you at's one thing, but being over here in the States, man, there was a time even when Tennant was on, it didn't come on right away. Like we had to go online to a pirate place or whatever and download it as soon as somebody from the UK uploaded it. And that was before it became big enough where BBC America started really playing some Doctor Who hard, which would be maybe towards the end of Tennant's run. It was pretty heavy during Matt Smith, but that's what like Doctor
yeah,
Who popular here. He's especially fan base. I know it's more of a cultural show, from England and all. And that's completely cool, just like Star Trek is here, I guess. But it was getting a good fan base over here where you had more and more. You were getting American, not just America, like all over Canada, Mexico. They were Doctor Who was going worldwide. They started then they started live streaming stuff. Uh, right, some of the stuff simulcast. Right, they would simulcast some things, and then
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
getting, like that stuff was getting good ratings during the Tennant and more like Matt Smith era. Where they were and then we got Capaldi, which God damn it, man. Still, I like to fucking say, I remember the announcement for Capaldi, how excited a good portion of us were. Like, we were all happy. We're like, wow, an older motherfucker. And actually, Peter Capaldi, fuck, right? We wanted them to say fuck at least once. I mean, it's too bad, but we wanted them to, right? Something, something as the Doctor. Like, just freak the fuck out, dude. Like Colin
Yeah.
Baker choking Perry Brown out, which is a fucking beautiful scene, by the way, man. And it's not the doctor's fault. He just wasn't fucking thinking straight. All right. So it's not like he was abusive. He wasn't. He was a nice guy. He just wouldn't want to put up a bullshit. He was a sixth doctor. But that's besides the point. But Capaldi, again, fucking awesome. Okay. I guess let's bring it to what did we think of? Now we got the announcement for Jodie Whittaker as the doctor.
Well, you see, I will never ever forgive the BBC for the way they treat Peter I can't say it,
Capaldi.
um, Capaldi, because he wanted to carry on.
Yeah, of course. He
I,
guaranteed
I remember,
doing it today
yeah,
loud.
yeah. I remember listening to
Oh,
it was
and
on the radio.
let's not throw him under the rug. This motherfucker wanted to be the doctor like in the 70s.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
he part of the Doctor Who fan club and shit? Like, he
yeah.
loved it, man. I love a now that doesn't mean every actor has to like the, I get that, but I don't know, man. He was fucking cool, man. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
He, he was treated like a piece of shit by the BBC. Um, okay, yeah, the viewing figures were dropping a little, slightly, not a lot, but slightly. Um, and it was the New Who fans were saying he's too old to be the Doctor. He's too old. And then Chibnall came along the way to be the next showrunner, and he said, "I don't want it. I want my own Doctor."
Right.
So Capaldi was thrown under the bus. As I said, I always remember him appearing on a radio station as a guest, and he announced that day he was leaving, and you could hearing his voice, he was nearly close to tears. So he was forced out because he'd have played the Doctor for another 10 years if he could.
Of course. He
And
definitely
I've got nothing against any of his stories. Really, his stories was really well written.
his act.
He acted superbly, and it was a breath of fresh air to have an older Doctor after
Mhm.
the few what had gone through. Um, but yeah, when it was announced, when Chibnall decided it was going to be his mate Jodie Whittaker,
Mm.
um, that's when I sort of took a stance and I said to myself, "No, Doctor Who is male.
Yeah.
He's always been a Doctor. It's been the Doctor has been a male. He's a grandfather to Susan." And to change the gender for me in my reasoning wouldn't work for the show because you take away the dynamic. If you make the Doctor a female, say the dynamic changes. You can't have villains slapping the female Doctor about the face and treating them badly because people will be up in arms that a man has just hit a woman. So the dynamic changes, and yeah, and as I've said before, I took a stance and I said no. And for those years when Jodie was at the helm of the TARDIS, I just didn't watch. I just did not watch. I've seen clips. I've seen clips on TV or on YouTube, but I have never ever sat down and watched a full episode of a Jodie Whittaker story.
I
Call me old-fashioned, but that's
no,
just me.
I remember when that happened, and I remember you were one of the ones, and you were honest. You were one of the ones that said, "Nah, I ain't fucking watching this shit." And
Yeah,
I was like, "I'll give it a chance." Now, again, I agree. No, it should have never happened, and it's still even with the master. I would say no. I would have loved again Michelle Gomez as I don't care the Ronnie or even Romana, whatever. Either one. Come
yeah.
on, man. Fuck. Again, we'll get into a little more of that, but yeah, I remember you were pretty hard on it, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance, dude, which I did. And I could not again, not because it was a female. I don't know. Again, I just didn't like her, man. I just didn't like her. I don't know. Like, was she trying to act like Matt Smith or David Tennant or a mix or I don't know. I just didn't dig her.
Right.
I just didn't
Mm.
like her. I don't know if
I mean,
again.
I've seen Jodie Whittaker in other TV shows, and I'll ask you this because I've never. But when she was playing the Doctor, did she have any gravitas?
No, she seemed very mono, man. Like very just not like maybe every once in a while she'd get excited, but she seemed really. I don't know. Like she lacked personality. Like I don't want to put the woman down. I don't know her. I never seen Jodie Whittaker in anything. I don't think unless
She's must be a lovely woman, but you know.
I might have saw her in a movie with David Tennant where he played somebody that lost his wife, and she might have been in it with David Tennant. Was she ever in the movie with David Tennant? Something about the wife died. Maybe Anthony Stewart Head's daughter was in it. I don't know. It's a British movie, but other than that, I don't think I didn't know her from again. I didn't know Matt. Again, I didn't know Matt Smith either. I didn't really know David Tennant. I didn't know Christopher Eccleston, honestly. So it's hard to say. I know in the UK where people are a little more famous, but even if it's TV, a couple TV shows or on stage, like you guys would be a little more familiar with some of these people, like James Corden, who played, the fat fuck in two of the 11th Doctor. I do not like that guy. That guy is such a fuck. I do not like him. I do not like what he said to Patrick Stewart that one time. Whatever.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
but 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 on the flip side, I like the character. I like Greg. I like them episodes. I don't know. Call me weirdo, man, but I did. But the person, no. And then when he came to America doing his stupid show, there's one time I thought he did something cool. I like that car ride he did with George Michael, man. But I think that was for a like a special, like a kids in need or something, children in need. It was for something. But I thought that was for
Yeah, I
whatever
think
that
Comic
was,
Relief, I think. Yeah.
because I love my George Michael, man. Not in a gay way, but as a guy, because when I was a kid, before we knew he was gay, and those of us that aren't gay looked up to him. Like we're gonna be like him, man. He's getting all the chicks, especially in the '80s. You remember George Michael's videos with all the hot chicks? Meanwhile, stupid young me didn't realize, oh, there's also like fucking hot guys in it too. But I'm not focusing on them, right? You know what I mean? Chick in the bathtub, but then you see the fucking guy with a shirt on. I'm not fucking even thinking. And then holy shit, how did we not know he was gay? What a great George Michael, man. For
It
fuck,
was it was right there in front of you. Why didn't you see it?
just look at just look at the Wham Tropicana vid. Okay, man, dude, come on. Where were we? That was look at that video, guys, if you have it. The Tropicana one, because it's two gay guys, and I know the other guy's not gay, but it's two gay guys and two lesbians, man. It really fucking is. Look at it in that perspective. That if you haven't seen that video in a while, that's what I look up in the okay. But I told you guys and everybody here, this is good. George Michael for a little bit. Oh well. But no, James Corden, I can't stand that fat fuck, man, honestly. But I separate him from his character. I did like the Craig character. I thought that was more kind of a funnier episode. It's not to take too seriously. With the cyber, then with that they introduced the cyber mats kind of back into the show in the one with the baby Armageddon. And when yeah, years down the road, I would have thought that'd be cool if they revisit that motherfucker again with the baby growing up or something, whatever. But of course, they never do anything cool, right? Now, so that yeah, like you were asking me, Jim Whittaker. No, I thought she was kind of flat, man. Like as a her performance was, I don't know, it just didn't seem like she had that alien that I don't. The word is, man.
Was it
I
for
don't.
me? The doctor has to hold people's attention on the screen. has to show this gravitas in whatever situation there is. And say Capaldi, Matt Smith, Tennant, and all the actors before could do that. And the things I've seen Jodie with clips and things on the internet, it was just for me. She was trying to be Tennant, trying to be Matt Smith, um, pulling stupid faces on the clips I've seen, and it didn't come
Yeah.
across as the Doctor. There was nothing there to
And it's
pull me in.
right. It doesn't have to really, yeah, I don't even judge, and I don't judge people on their looks really that much, but no, I mean, they picked an average looking chick. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know. I gave it a chance. I watched it, man. She just came off very dull and boring to me, honestly. And I'm not putting her down as an actress. She seems like a nice lady, dude. The next one I will a little bit because I don't like all actors, and some actors, you know. The next, we'll get into the next one when we get to that guy. But no, lady, I've seen her like with fans and shit. Like she seems like, yeah, but I mean, what you know, it's one of those things, dude. If somebody asks you to be the Doctor, even if you're a chick, you're gonna say, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it." I can't blame her for not taking the role, man. I really can't.
No,
I don't. I think, and I'll say this, even if I didn't agree a female doctor for a female doctor, but man, I don't know. I just would have picked somebody else, man. I don't know. They just seemed like they just went with one choice. Now again, I don't remember with that one if we were hearing like rumors of or anything, but it just seemed like that when they announced it, it was just her. I don't know. It seemed like when we were getting Capaldi, there was like 10 different fucking guys it could have been. Like, you know what I mean? And Capaldi was one of them, I believe, you know, doing it. But with her, I don't know. It just seemed like, bam, here you go.
yeah, yeah. As far as I remember, yeah, there was no names bandied about. It was just this is because the big reveal wasn't it when she this character was walking through the woods in a hooded
Right. Let's.
cloak,
Ooh, it was
and then
cool
it was
looking.
just,
That was real. You know what? That was a cool fucking though. Not that who it revealed, but I mean, the setup for it was
yeah,
kind of
because
cool, man.
yeah, because nobody knew then. Nobody knew then it was going to be a female until
Yeah.
the hood went down.
And yeah, so that and it did it. Obviously, like you said, you're one of them. It kind of split fans were like, I'm not interested in this, and I can understand that. But that's that. I don't want to get into stories. I'm not saying all her stories were horrible, but I don't know. It just lost the tone of Doctor Who, the action and adventure, man. I like really. It was a lot more people focused. Like we're focused on fucking Yaz. You
Yeah,
lost me.
it,
Yaz, man. Okay, man. The black guy that I forget his name, and then he got the old white guy who I liked, not because he was white, but I don't know. I felt bad for him. He lost his what? Like I don't know. It seemed like he would have had I don't know, like a better story arc. And in one of the episodes, I don't know. He was trying to. There's a scene where he's trying to open up to her about. I think he was trying to tell her he was sick or something like, and she's kind of blowing him off, like not really giving. Like if he would have said this to like a Matt Smith or David Tennant, and probably even a Capaldi doctor, they would have sympathized with him a little. And I don't know why she was so. She was that's was
yeah,
so.
I remember that. I remember that because a lot of people was had negative things about that. Wasn't either character supposed to be suffering from cancer or something?
Yes,
And
I think.
actually,
I know.
yeah,
Yeah, he was.
yeah. People were saying that's not like the Doctor to do that, something like that. Yeah,
No, no. Like so, I'm gonna say of all the fucking doctors, and I've seen them all. She was the one with the least compassion, man. I don't think she had any. I mean, yeah, but towards, especially towards some of her companions, man. I mean, she loved Jazz, whatever the fuck. She loved the fuck out of that companion. Oh, and another companion, I'm just like, whatever. You know, I don't know, man. It just seems like she was Doctor had a little favoritism, you know, with her. But that it's all fine, man. Again, we're not bashing the actors that play these roles. Not yet, not yet, not yet. But
you see,
all I'm gonna the best
Oh,
part of the females run was the introduction to was it Joe Martin? Was that her name?
oh,
The other female
the
doc.
the other yeah. Joe Martin, yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. And then when they introduced somebody like that, an older black woman, she wasn't super old, but maybe in her, I don't know, 40s, 50s, I don't know. But she had a cool look, man, and she had a cool attitude. So if you're gonna go female doctor, I wish they would have went with her, because that would have held my interest, man. Like just a little bit of time we got with her, I liked her personality. I thought, wow, that'd be an interesting doctor to follow, man. Like almost a no nonsense. I'm not taking your shit, doctor. Like I don't like almost similar to maybe maybe Six Doctor, a little more hard, because he might be a little less compassionate than some doctors. Also, he's not perfect, but hard, abrasive. I think that would have been cool to have a kind of a hard, abrasive female doctor like her. I don't. I mean, if you had to have it be a female, that I think she would have been a good pick. And plus, I liked her look. I mean, I liked her outfit she had on. I thought that was kind of cool. I think that was the missed opportunity. I think they were just focused on trying to make some Jodie Whittaker kind of quirky and goofy, but I just think it fell flat, man. I don't think not all the doctors have to be that way. Some of them do, but it fits them. I don't know. It just didn't fit her. It was more like she was acting. So it came off kind of boring to me. So that's really, at the end of it, that's all I really have to say about that. Watching her run, for me personally, that's when my kids dropped off in the middle of that. They
Mm.
they watch Doctor Who anymore, really, and that's when I still watched it, but I was hoping at that point, well, maybe they'll get something good with this next guy. But then on, let's not also fucking forget all the then I didn't want to get too much into the episodes or storylines, but boy, man, they fucking dropped the ball on fucking the Doctor's history, man, with the whole fucking little baby girl at the gate and all that shit. I mean, dude, man, and the woman killing him over and over again. Like, dude, why? Again, I love horror movies. I love the worst horror movies. I love gory shit. I don't mind seeing little kids get killed in movies. We're talking about like the Terrifier, a great fucking movie, by the way. If you want to see kids get killed, all Terrifier 3, man. It's a Christmas movie, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it yet, that's the best beginning to a Christmas movie I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of Christmas movies, most all the hits, A Christmas Story, of course, all that shit. Terrifier 3, just watch the first 10 minutes of it. You'll fucking love it. But yeah, as far as that goes with the whole, I was always wondering. I know we had these discussions when we're talking to other friends back in the day. I don't know. I think a lot of us said that we kind of should leave a lot of the Doctor's history a mystery. That's why he's Doctor Who. Like we don't need, because for somebody that, and that's so hard to do. It's such an old show to give the Doctor a origin, and then it's that. That's why I don't know. I
Yeah,
get it.
I just don't understand.
People want to
Yeah,
be in it and all that, and every time she killed the fucking Doctor, babies or kids, of course, they would be every race under the fucking sun. That's fine, dude, but that can be done in so many other ways, man, where you don't really have to corrupt the first Doctor, where the first Doctor should have been the child that we see. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I understand they did weird shit with the War Doctor in between and all this and that. And I guess Joe Martin's Doctor's kind of something weird too, like that. Whatever. I know they do some weird shit. But man, just me, man. Again, dude, my own no hate. But I think the first Doctor should have just been William Hartnell, the first Doctor.
yeah.
Even if they had to make if they want to do a little story where he was younger, that's cool. Because I assume even in my head, anytime the sound of the drums or whatever, when we see the young doctor, to me that's it. Well, that's usually William Hartnell when he's young, right?
Yeah.
Unless no, there's no unless. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? I was thinking something else.
Oh,
I don't think that
and
the doctors for generations, for the most part, I'd say he never regenerated into a child, right? No, right? Maybe in a book or
yeah,
something. I'm just in general. I know River did, right, with the astronaut thing, and then
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, there's
But I
little.
mean,
But again, it's cool to have that a mystery. Even the River song thing, where it kind of went weird, it's just what they were doing, where her story was going backwards and the doctors was going forward, whatever. And you know what I mean? That was kind of a cool idea because it kept it kind of a loopy, timey, wimey fucking mystery, where we would all get together and be like, oh, well, what the fuck's this about? And we would have discussions about it. And a lot of times, we're like, oh, that could be the Ronnie. Or maybe they're bringing Roberta
yeah,
back, or what have you. But no, or Susan even. How many times we get? Is that old lady covering her fucking eyes? Who could that be? Is that the doctor's mom? Could it be Susan? Like, we would have these discussions that would be fun. That's what I didn't get out of the Jodie Whittaker thing. I'm always watching. Like, I don't get. There's no. I don't know. You didn't have that. I didn't feel like having theories about it because I didn't give a fuck. I just didn't give a fuck. I'm like, oh, why? The companion can't ride a bike. Well, all right. Like, what? I don't know. They focus so much on a lot of mental illness stuff, dude, or people. And I get it, dude. Include shit like, yes, include everything, man. But man, sometimes, like, I don't know if it just took away from the actual story writing to be like, okay, we got to have this, we got to have that in it. If you,
yeah,
I'm saying,
um,
it just got a little
yeah,
boy. The put it's not like it's, man, I don't want to say microaggressions because it would sound like a pussy, but the microaggressions against the white fucking male doctor over all this time period too, it's unnecessary, man. The doctor was never like that. It's and he wouldn't and the doctor wouldn't treat it a female like that and say, oh, well, I was the better version of me and all. Then I know we're getting into that. That's unnecessary. It's fucking unnecessary. But again, I'll leave it at that. It fell flat. We did get to see Captain Jack for a couple minutes, which was cool, man. That was the highlight. That was for me. We got to see Captain Jack return. I honestly don't know the whole thing with John Barrowman. I don't know what's going on. He can't, like, I don't know if he's. I don't know. I really don't. I know he has some issues with some stuff. I don't know. I like the character Captain Jack. I really don't know John Barrowman, his personal life, or what he has feuds with, or whatever. He was a good actor. I guess he still is. I don't know what he does, but I guess he does play the genie on stage once in a while, whatever the fuck he does. But him as Captain Jack was great. I always loved him. I always loved Torchwood. And even at that point, you didn't have he was an introduction to again a bisexual gay character, whatever you want to call it. And yes, he was over the top with it at times. He was, but but it wasn't just about that. They wrote stories around it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he'd end up with some dude at the end of the night. It's a fucking guy. What's the fucking guy's name on the boat? Oh no, they got the fucking doctor. Fucking when the doctor was saying goodbye. What the fuck was that guy's name with the weird ears?
midshipman. What's his Alonzo?
Alonzo. Yeah, his name's Alonzo. doctors, doctors getting fucking Captain Jack a piece of ass, dude. That's exactly what he's doing. That's fucking funny as fuck. But it's underlined, man. It was still, in my opinion, a
Yeah,
family that you could watch with your family. Torchwood wasn't. That was not a family show. Even though I enjoyed it. Older kids, yeah. Teenagers, yeah. But my kids were younger when we were watching Doctor Who, man. So anytime we watched it, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's the Cybermen or the Daleks are back or whatever. But now, yeah, I don't know. You didn't get that fun anymore, man. It lost its fun and adventure. It was more focused on I don't want to say politics or whatever, but is it, I don't know. Is this focused on some real world stupid shit instead of just being a cool fantasy show that doesn't give a fuck about Democrats or give a fuck about Republicans or whatever. It's always an inclusive show. It's fucking Doctor Who, for God's sakes. I'm also a fan of, big fan of Star Trek, and equally, just watched the episode. Just got done watching the episode in the third season of I forget the name now, where Kirk and Uhura kiss, which was the first time a interracial kiss was ever broadcast on TV. Of course, Star Trek got canceled after the third season, but boy, did it make a big fucking comeback thanks to the fucking fans that really enjoyed the fucking show, man. That again was inclusive because anytime you watch Star Trek on that bridge, diversity, man. Want to see diversity? You got fucking Sulu, you got fucking Chekhov, the Russian guy, you got fucking Uhura, you got fucking Scotty, the fucking missing finger fucking Scottish guy, alcoholic, by the way, also a little bit. I'd say same with McCoy. And he got Kirk, who's a Jewish man. Spock, Jewish man. All right, they didn't play Jewish mans, but in real life, he had especially at a time, that's some diversity stuff there, man. That was really good. It was really good. And great story. They wrapped all that around. They didn't give a fuck. Uhura wasn't being like, don't forget I'm black. Check off
Yeah,
I'm Russian. I'm the best. A little bit he was like that. He loved his Russian culture. God bless him. Sulu wasn't like, hey, I'm Japanese. We could see, man. Even if no, I wouldn't say they would have trans characters back there, but even if they did, I don't. What Star Trek did, they said nothing. That was the future. They didn't fuck with that shit. And yes, there was an episode when Abraham Lincoln came on the Enterprise, and he did kind of say the N word to Uhura, but in a nice way. There is a clip on YouTube. He doesn't say the regular N word that I'm not going to say because it's not nice. It's a different kind of N word, but it's very similar. And Abraham Lincoln is saying it to Uhura, and she kind of just blows it off like, we don't really, we don't really talk like that anymore, or, we've kind of moved, didn't get offended by it, didn't put and Abraham Lincoln apologized. He wasn't saying offensively. This is a word they would say back in the day as a compliment, actually. It's a weird thing. You could, if you guys want to look up that clip, even, I don't know if Lee even knows what I'm talking about, but it's there.
yeah, I do. Yeah, it's there. Yeah,
but that's what I mean. I understand having progressive stories. Another like again, especially okay. Well, first I would get into. I will end. I want to end the Jodie Whittaker run by just saying it was just boring, man, to me. Okay, just boring. There were some moments that were okay. Again, I did like the. It was so boring. I didn't even remember the names of the companions, really, dude. Except for fucking Yaz, because she probably said it like 500 times. Fucking Yaz. And it's okay if you like that, But I don't know, man. It just came off as boring and kind of slow and like it almost felt like I'm forced to watch Doctor Who. I don't know. Like I'm just sitting waiting for something to happen. That's why it was nice to see Captain Jack. So all in all, the end of the story of that one, boring, dull, 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 however the fuck you pronounce that word, but it wasn't, man. And if people enjoyed it, then fucking awesome. Then great. Glad you, and I don't hate on people. I'm not trying to say you're, a bad person for enjoying it. Hey, man, we all like different things. This wasn't my cup of tea, but realistically, it was starting to lose a lot of fans, though. Realistically, it wasn't just like a couple people just complaining. It was a woman. I don't think that was the issue. Because again, Missy was a great example. A woman can pull off a decent character that you're even, like Lee Wilson here, didn't agree with the master turning into a woman, but he still liked her character because I don't know, she kept it fucking interesting and fun. That's what it was. And she was still weird, like a time lord, like a time lady, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Jodie's run, boring. I guess Lee's analysis on that is didn't really watch it, saw clips of it.
well, I saw clips. I heard about the going back and sort of changing the timeline of the Hartnell being the first Doctor, which is a no-no for me. Hartnell is the first Doctor, because whoever's writing these stories are just shitting on the memory of the first Doctor.
Yeah, oh yeah, big pile, big steamy, wet.
You
Shit.
don't do that.
No,
And, and
no.
also as well, I heard about uh, the companion sort of falling in love with the Geordie Doctor. Was it you say Yaz? Yeah, it
Yes.
wasn't the first time. It's not the first time it's happened in New Who, because we've
Mm-mm.
got the Rose infatuation with the Doctor. Oh, pardon me. And in my book, the Doctor
Yeah,
should be asexual.
Martha Jones.
Should,
Doctor said,
should
yeah, hey, get the fuck off my TARDIS, Martha Jones. I ain't playing that shit. Martha Jones,
yeah,
I love. There's another character that they did. All right, I'll get more into that's being a black person when we get to the next one, the next
yeah.
Doctor, because
Uh,
yeah,
but
black.
yeah, there should be no hanky panky in the TARDIS, in my opinion. Um, End of. And then say Jodie's run was cut short, wasn't it? Because apparently she was pregnant at the time,
Something, yeah.
so she had to up sticks and go. Um, I think COVID also cut the season short, apparently. So they only could film so much during the COVID pandemic. But then we get the regeneration into the 60th, this is the 60th anniversary, where we was promised RTD is coming back
Oh
to the
yeah.
savior of the show.
Hey,
Is going to provide us with three 60th anniversary specials.
I
Was
was
they fuck?
excited for that, man.
Yeah, I was excited for that because
Not only,
lo and behold,
let me say this with
Tennant
excitement.
returned.
Yes, yes, yes. Not only are we getting three specials, we're getting Russell T Davies back, dude. The guy that
Yeah.
brought Doctor Who back in what 2005 with Christopher Eccleston and Rose in the first episode. Rose, that whole fucking season, 10 out of 10.
Mhm.
I love even those the Slovene. You know what? Where they at? But Captain Jack, all that shit, man. We're getting Russell T Davies back. You're talking about a guy that I did pretty good made some great characters. I read his he came out with a pretty big thick book back then. I don't know, it was called like The Writer's Tale, something like that. It was a really good book. It was like a lot of the inside thoughts of what he wanted to do with Doctor Who and shit. Dude, I was fucking pumped when they announced, okay, Russell T Davies is coming back, and bam, fucking Jodie fucking leaps, or not leaps, fucking quantum leap. She fucking regenerates into David Tennant, man. David Tennant. She regenerates into the David Tennant Doctor of some form or another. So wow, right? Everybody's thinking, okay, all right, I can watch this, man. This is gonna be good, man. And I actually watched, man, and I'm like, oh man, dude, is that? Oh man, uh,
Look, looking back,
where do I
looking
begin?
back now, all I can looking back now, all I can do is laugh at those three anniversary episodes, which had nothing to do with an anniversary.
Not a pubic hair of anniversary,
Not,
dude.
not a thing.
Hey man,
Um,
here you got. I'll wrap. You know what? These stories, you can kind of wrap them. Again, I would say excited. Again, I remember the feeling. David Tennant's back. Russell T Davies is back, and Catherine Tate is fucking back. Fucking a. Then I don't know. Then we see them, and I'm like, oh well, I don't know. And I understand we live in a different time, man, but fuck. I did not like the Rose character at all. I don't care if that person is transgender or what. I just, what a
right.
boring
What
character. What a just stand there.
what
And, how many times did that person stand in unit doing nothing? looking at her phone. Dude, I can't, man. I can't. I can't. I did not like the Rose character. I'm sorry. There,
Right. That can I just say that Rose Noble character is supposed to be transgendered, so had the operation, and it's supposed to be only 15 years old.
yeah,
Um,
but yeah, that's where it gets a little deep. I understand there's some people that do, I don't, I'm not getting into the abortion debate or not abortion, the transgender. That's all no, the transgender
uh,
dealing with
but
of
and then it was
course.
and then it
You
was
were
the
a child. I understand that, dude. Like yeah, dude. I get that. I know. I, I work in the Halloween store, man. Most of the people I work with are transgender, both ways. You know what I mean? They're all my buddies. Okay, man. So whatever.
yeah,
And we all listen to
I'm not
together.
I'm not dissing the transgender. I'm not dissing
No,
transgender. I'm just saying this
that
character is
parent
supposed to be only 15 years old, which you cannot be transgender at that age because it's against the law.
is it in the UK? Yeah, I know here. Yeah, they. But again, I don't know. They do some things. I don't know, man. I'm not like deep into it, but yeah, I live and let live. I guess, man. Be whatever you want, man. That's cool. But now we have a they introduced a transgender character again, which is fine, but just not such a great character. Not really an interesting character. I don't know, man. Just the way they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
done.
and then it was. I think that character was put into the story just so they could do the pronouns of them,
Oh yeah, of
they.
course, yeah. We definitely yes. Well, this is where we really started, putting down the
This is
L.
this is where, yeah, this is where RTD starts to shoehorn all
Yeah,
these messages.
that's yeah, that's very unnecessary. Again, that and there's a couple times. It's not just that. It's like where they got to correct a doctor, or they got to say, yeah, we're better, we're female, even. I don't like any of that shit, man. No, everybody should be equal, right? I would think, man. But a lot of great doctors over the fucking years. Yeah, they happen to be fucking white men for the most part for the most. They experimented with a
Yeah,
female.
that's true.
It wasn't for everybody. And this 50th anniversary was just fucking shitty because there was nothing 50th about it. You're telling me, man, again, dude, these motherfuckers are gonna die soon. Tom Baker's gonna die any day. We're gonna be saying recipes Tom Baker within the next year or two, probably. And Colin Baker, he isn't looking healthy. I'm just saying, dude. And they don't fucking ring these people up to say, hey, we're doing a 60th anniversary. You motherfuckers are still alive. You're in it, dude. That's what, even
Mm,
it's like maybe the 50th anniversary wasn't the best story in the world, dude, but at least I don't know, it has some nostalgia to it. You got to see,
yeah,
I don't know, there was a couple honorable mentions of things about Doctor Who. You get what I'm saying? And you had Tom Baker in it, dude, as the whatever the fuck, what was he, the caretaker, the what's he called?
curator,
The curator,
the
yeah,
curator.
the curator. Dude, how the fuck cool was that, man? They gave a little nod, a little nod. Again, if I would have got Tom Baker, I would have wrote a fucking story around that motherfucker. But still, I mean, there was some shit there. And plus, during that time, they were doing for the audio fans, they were doing like some cool audio stuff with the other guys. Like that was getting pretty, pretty big. Then we get to the 60th, dude. It's all just David Tennant, dude. And again, I
Yeah,
love Doctor. There's no hate, man. The 10th Doctor was fucking awesome. Okay, man. But again, it's just unnecessary. Why the fuck would she ever? Again, why would they Okay, what I don't even understand the regeneration thing in the David Tennant again and whatever you want to call him. When you
it's never explained. Never explained. These writers
and
seem to think, oh, well,
that,
just we'll write this and
Tom
somebody
Baker
else.
in the Tom Baker said in the 50s something like, sometimes I revisit a face again or something. I can't quote it exactly. I guess he did say
Yeah.
that. But whatever the case may be. We're past that. That was actually pretty fun to watch, dude. But with these,
Mm.
what's the highlights? The highlights of it. I thought honestly, because I watched these three with my daughter Zoe. She's the one that'll still kind of like, all right, let's check this fucking dumpster fire out and see what's going on. Like she'll watch it with me. Now with the first story when they were all fucking big and shit, that was just goofy, whatever. And that's where you got your doctors starting to get put down and shit. I thought the
Yeah.
I thought the uh what was that? The maestro was pretty decent of a character. I just thought it was a cool idea. It was a little over the top, but it was kind of creepy. I don't know, but it was weird, creepy, weird. I don't know, but I thought that was cool, and I thought the celestial toy maker Neil Patrick Harris, right? That was pretty cool. I gotta hand it out. But man, it's like it's cool in the middle of surrounded by shit. Like you know what I mean? And then we gotta see Unit. I can't say that
Unit,
Harvey, man.
unit, what used to be unit, what used to be so brilliant to work for.
Number one, yes, Unit is not so easy just to walk in the building and hey, I'm here. Like, nah, man. Yes, exactly. And that's where you got a lot of the Rose character just standing in the background doing nothing while all this shit's going on. But and then we got to see uh what's her fucking name? God, now it slips me. The redhead.
Oh,
Bush.
Mel.
No Bush. Fuck. Which again, hey man, opinions of opinions. Now back in the day, I always said Mel Bush was my least favorite companion. Now maybe I didn't give her a chance. I don't know, but I like Perry Brown a lot, dude. So do what you will with that. I
Oh,
thought Brown was a
so do
cool
I.
character, and again, yes, we didn't get a cool six Doctor run. It's kind of like you got to take what you can get with his stories. You know what I mean? But you could tell it could have been good. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's weird, especially during the whole trial and all that, dude. But yeah, Mel Bush, I wasn't like, ooh, Mel Bush. Like I wasn't happy. Like it wasn't a happy. It was like, oh, Mel Bush. I guess they took away her screaming.
That's true.
You
They did,
know,
yeah.
riding around on a motorbike. I mean, cool, man. Again, if there's fans of Mel Bush out there, that's awesome. But my God, I could not take her scream and her voice. No, and again, what was her name? Bonnie Lamford. No offense
Mm.
to the actress, man. I mean, it's a product of its time, right? Early like '90s Doctor Who. Whatever.
Well, I just want to. I just can't understand why they chose Mel to come back. Of all of all the characters, why Mel?
I can understand
Um,
get grabbing an old companion, but I could just
hmm. But oh, oh, he's disappeared for some reason. Where's he gone? Still recording? Yeah, we've lost the link, I think. Just as he was talking about Mel Bush, he was really getting into that. We'll see if he comes back. We'll give him a minute. He was really into his element there. But I totally agree with what he's been saying. I mean, he has kept out of the limelight of Doctor Who for a few years now. It's good to see him back. Uh, Here he is. Here he's got his.
Can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you.
I don't know. I just randomly dropped out. Hold on. How do I get? All right, I gotta get my video on. Okay, I'm sorry, man. All right, you can edit that, right, or
That's
whatever.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. I've just been holding the fort until you came back.
We might even get because Zoe's over here visiting. She said, "Hey, can I get a couple words in?" Get a female perspective on this, dude. Ask. I would
Oh.
ask her. She might come out in a couple minutes, but as well, I don't know where I was. We're talking about the 60th anniversary specials.
Yeah. Well,
Again,
I want to. I want to. I want to. I want to ask you something though. What is your take on bi generation?
oh, when we got to that, yeah, no, that's again that I don't want to use. I don't. I want to watch my language here. Uh, what the what the fuck was that, man? What the fuck was that? Number one, not even the bi generation. The fucking hitting the TARDIS and there's two. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck does that mean? Where's that guy at now? Where's David Tennant's doctor with the fuck? Is he just in the backyard eating with fucking Rose and Donna and fucking the family? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was
Apparently so. Apparently so. There's two TARDISes, um, but apparently he's still last of the Time Lords. There's no other Time Lords. That pisses me off.
the fucking last? He's the last of the Time Lords. And meanwhile, we get again now at this point, yeah, we can kind of, I guess, a little bit bring up the Metacrisis doctor still exists in an alternate
Mm.
universe. Okay, who can age? Which you could see that, and that I always thought that that's always a cool way to bring David Tennant back because he could be 70 years old and come back. It's a Metacrisis doctor. He's human, so that's cool. And then he can get. How did him and Rose make out? Like, how did they get married? Did they have kids? That the fans would fucking love to see shit like that. What cool, but never. They never fucking ever touch on that. I don't know fucking why. So instead, we get David Tennant, uh, the bi generation, whatever the fuck, and uh, you get David Tennant still. Have David Tennant as backup just in case, right? I guess just in case, but I don't think David Tennant has that as much as he did. I don't know. Not.
No.
I think he kind of lost it. I think more people would rather see Christopher Eccleston to make a return, but that's a whole nother sack of potatoes. But with then he becomes two doctors. So there's two TARDISes now, man. So you even got that going on. And this is before Sutek came back. That was hanging on the TARDIS for however many years, whatever. But anyhow, got two
yeah.
David Tennant's
Well,
doctor, and you got Shooty Gatwa. You got his doctor. That now again. Now let's talk about the Black Doctor, right? Are we on there? Or what do you want to say about the bi generation? Because you didn't say what you thought. Yes, but I don't know.
I thought, what a load of crap.
Yeah, right.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah,
it's just took away. A bad generation has took away because when we were growing up watching Doctor Who, and you knew the actor was leaving, you knew your doctor was going to die,
right.
and
He's gone.
it was the build up to that story where he's going to die, he's
Yeah,
going to no longer be the doctor, someone someone else is going to take that place. He's going to lay on that floor, regenerate into another body, and that's a bad generation has just taken that away.
yeah. There's no. Yeah,
Uh,
it's just goofy,
so
goofy.
yeah,
What's the point?
what is the point? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this time. I don't know if the anniversary specials was the Disney production as well.
I'm
I
not
can't
sure.
remember.
I'm
I
not
know.
sure.
I know. I know. I know Shooty's seasons were Disney co-produced,
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
but I don't know about the specials. I can't remember. But you say and then you say we go into the Shooty Gatwa era
Okay, so yeah, so
where
this well,
Disney puts money into it with all the effects.
yeah, they had some decent effects. I'll hand them that. They did have some cool shit. I mean, there was some cool shit, man. There were some cool ideas. But here, let me just start this off when they
Yeah,
announced Shooty Gatwa, whatever, that he was going to be the doctor, and they said, yeah, all right, cool, he's going to be the first black doctor. And I always thought, how cool would it be to have a cool black doctor? I always was on the well, I wanted them to experiment with it, even have an Asian doctor at some point, like just mix it up a little bit.
yeah,
I always wanted a black man to play the doctor. Even in my own opinion, they didn't. I get it. Keep it real. I guess, yeah, doctors should always kind of be English, like in a way, or Scottish, or kind of maybe. I don't know if an actual American doctor would have. It could. Again, it's all about writing. I'm sure they could write a great Canadian doctor. I'm sure, but
yeah.
no, I was excited, man, because one of my favorite black characters from Star Trek is Cisco, who we were talking about a little earlier off air. Uh, so the so I was excited to, until they showed the first preview, man. When they showed his face, I'm like, all right, he's got a cool look, nice looking black guy. Okay. But then when they showed the first scene is him dancing in a dress or whatever in a bar, like I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, really? Okay. And then I watched the episodes, and I'll be honest, I mean, I thought the Ruby Sunday character was interesting. Interesting idea. I did. She had a cool look. So as a companion, okay. It's just, man, that just feels like some things just weren't tied up, man. I don't know. They had some good ideas. They had that I thought that one episode, that one with the distance one, was pretty decent, where that person's always standing there watching her. I thought that, but man, I don't know. The conclusion was so quick, and I don't
But
know.
he wasn't in it. He wasn't in it.
Well, yeah, it was a Doctor Light episode. Yeah, we used to get those
Yeah,
Doctor Light, like Love and Monsters, stuff like that.
yeah.
The one with the angels. But anyway,
I mean,
but I
do
liked
you
her.
know what?
And
Um,
cool name, but you had a lot of weird shit. The weird troll guy ship in the sky, which again,
goblins.
would rip off of the labyrinth or anything, but I mean, it's kind of close, man. And this fucking Sonic gloves that he used to climb. I know people bitch about the Sonic sunglasses that Capaldi had, but I don't know. And the Sonic screwdriver is shit. That's the worst fucking one. That's the worst one. We used to have
It
favorites.
looks like a it looks like a butt plug.
Yeah, yeah. hmm hmm It looks like something a woman puts over her vagina to protect it. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, man. And hey, and if you're a fan of it out there, guys, God bless you. I just do not like his. My God. And at this point, God, the Doctor splits now. So what is he even considered, man? What did they call him?
Yeah.
It would
Um,
be at this point, like really, like, and it's a whole weird thing now. But anyhow, but again, that was decent. I like the Ruby Sunday stuff. But man, I don't know where it just failed in so many other ways. Mainly when the fucking guy was on the screen, dude, because he's fucking ridiculous, man. I can't take it seriously. I'm watching it like, what the fuck? It's almost like
yeah.
a long time ago. We all recall Stephen Moffat, before he got really involved in Doctor Who, wrote that little fucking special with Rowan Atkinson playing the Doctor in that. Oh God, what's the name of it? The dead
Oh, the curse of the fatal death.
case. Yeah, yes. where the fucking Master Keep had to go through shit, dude.
Yeah.
That is that. If you watch that now, that's more serious. It's not even funny. It's more serious than we're getting with the Godless Doctor. Like seriously, like it's more
I
like
mean,
that more believable Doctor story. And even in that, he ends up regenerating to a chick, and nobody had an issue with it, because it was a comedy thing, anyhow, dude. But still, I mean, that's funny. I haven't watched that in a long time. Actually, I'm gonna try to watch that tonight. It's been probably 10 years since I've seen that, dude. Curse of the Fatal Death. I'm gonna have to watch that. But I can't, man. This is where I could say, I
you see, I was looking forward to this. A young black actor taking on the role of the Doctor. Oh, good, and we're getting Disney back into the effects will be brilliant. Which, to be honest, the effects were amazing. Uh,
yes,
where it falls short, where it falls short of the two series that we've had, um, is the writing and shooting. He is a one-trick pony. He can only on screen do high kicks, call everybody honey and babe, which I can't stand, and
yeah.
cry. Nearly
Oh,
every episode, all he does is cry. Um, and the writing is horrendous.
yeah,
Russell T Davies is stealing from every franchise, be it Marvel, be it other Star Trek or whatever. He's stealing from every other science fiction or comic book franchise and putting it into these stories. And when you sat there watching them, you're thinking, "Oh, I remember this from Star Trek episode whatever, whatever, or from the Marvel movie Captain America. I remember these things happening." Um, and then the worst thing is, for me personally, is yes, okay, we're we're diverse in these days of diversity. But I'm sorry, Russell T Davis, when you stated about a year before Shooter became the Doctor that you no longer see Davros as he is, and now he's an able-bodied person because you don't want to set people in wheelchairs as
mm,
evil megalomaniacs. I'm sorry, you're talking bollocks. You do not change a classic villain like that just to pander to the people that you think will be watching this program. And the diversity in this series, one and two of Shooty, has just gone beyond a joke. This this uh, this messaging agenda is taking over the story. You're not thinking of stories. You're thinking of this message about homosexuality, transgender,
well,
disability. Right,
now,
okay, can we have a story?
right. Now again, now, even when Russell T Davies, I remember when he originally brought it back, he was getting criticized for a lot. A lot of people were saying he's got a gay agenda. That was the big thing back then, like the gay agenda. Although
Yeah.
I don't know, in my opinion, it was kind of minute. Like it really, yeah, all right, Captain Jack, whatever, or maybe another character or two, whatever. But yeah, like you're saying, yeah, it's just like look at Unit. It's like a circus, man. Like, how do you take that seriously? Yeah, I get it. You can again. I'm not. It's not. It's not nothing against putting handicapped people in these situations, man. I get it, dude. But you're putting fucking rocket
No,
launch
I get that. Yeah.
wheelchairs, and if somebody shoots a fucking rocket off of their fucking wheelchair, dude, they would fucking physically fucking like fucking fly back, man. It wouldn't just be like come on with that. Maybe lasers, maybe, but not to be diverse, to be diverse. But again, it was again, in my opinion, especially when they brought it back in the 2005. It was pretty diverse, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. Again, it's
It
you
was
have
it was diverse in the classic era. Right.
Smith, who was black. I mean, you had Captain Jack, who was the gay character, I guess. But at this point, well, now where we're at, for the past couple years, and I'm not a gay guy, okay? I don't mind. And again, I have trans friends and gay. I'm not just saying it because I don't give a fuck, and they know me, and they all love me. But when I have my gay friends, my homosexual, penis loving gay friends, because I don't have too many lesbians. Don't really watch Doctor Who that much. Maybe I don't know. I don't have too many lesbian friends in the community. But when my gay friends are contacting me and saying, "Are you watching this Doctor Who, man? It's just too gay." They're telling me it's too gay. They can't watch too gay. It's almost like somebody said to me that was a gay guy. That it almost feels like they're mocking gay guys because it's so gay. Like it's like the stereotype gay guy. Now, most of my gay friends don't act like that, and I know there's more. There's different variations and all. I guess the same thing as that some women get offended by trans women because they act too like a stereotype of a woman instead of just I don't know, whatever. Everybody has their feelings. That's fucking awesome. But as far as Shooty Gatwa, man, I do not like him personally. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him as an actor. Some of the stuff I see, and I guess yeah, he could get offended that people are saying, "Oh, I ain't watching this," but I have not seen anybody saying I ain't watching this because he's black. I'm not watching this because he's gay. He's just fucking goofy as fuck, man. He's too much, man. You're watching Doctor Who like this because this motherfucker's all over the place, man. Like, if he ain't on the dance floor dancing around or just it's too much. Yes, Matt Smith did that a bit. I get it. Too much. He's like a fairy, man. He's like
it backfired on them. It has really backfired on them because
a bit too much.
Shooty shut off his mouth and said, "Look, if you don't like it, go out and touch grass."
I'm saying I don't
and
interact with fans like that. Same with Russell T Davies. Again, I get, and then he's gonna kind of basically say, "Yeah, I'm gonna make it so the old fans don't fucking like it, or so they get up." What the fuck, man?
we don't want the old fans. We want new fans, and this is what really sort of gets me worried with Russell T Davies. Is he said we want to get the young kids, little 6-year or 7-year-old, 8-year-olds watching this. Hold on a minute. You're having two men kissing. All this diversity.
When you're doing it fucking wrong. That's why you're doing it fucking wrong. If you want to have a doctor in the middle of a fucking ballroom making out with a guy, whatever, in the 1800s, man, and everybody's clapping for him, what the fuck is that? That's not realistic. This is where now we're taking shit and not making it realistic. And yeah, you could complain that they made Sir Isaac Newton an Indian guy. Okay. And now we got Mavity. Okay, whatever. But there's no pushback, man. There's no pushback. They could have did people in the 1800s would have pushed back. Number one, he's black. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Black people were not treated well, even in the UK. In like the 1800s, it wasn't perfect back then. I think they missed opportunities to have stories around that because he's a black guy, because he's black. And he could have ended up in like some weird backwoods place in America where there's the KKK or something. Like he could have really had and Deep Space Nine has done that with stories like with Cisco, where they tried, where he, because he was black, this, that, and this, but they did that in a realistic way. That's what it comes off more like a cartoon. That really wouldn't happen. He would have been.
It was fucking.
Nobody would happen. Like, you know what I mean? People would be like appalled back then in a ballroom like that. Like if they saw number one, a black guy, which wasn't, and they did that. That's what I'm saying with Martha Jones and the God, the human nature, dude. Martha Jones was treated like shit in that episode. Why? By a lot of the people, because she was black
Yes,
and in the past,
yeah,
you understand? So she wasn't looked at.
yeah,
But that's what makes that realistic. It's like even in Quantum Leap, where Scott Bakula leaped into a black man in the 1950s with the KKK surrounded him. I'm like, holy shit! Like, there's realism. They tried to do a racist episode, which I think just came off and I'm going to say retarded, dude. This was the most retarded episode. That racism episode where them people are on the TV screen and that thing's hunting them down, whatever the fuck it is, a worm thing. And at the end, they
yeah.
don't with the doctor because he's black, because he's a voodoo guy, in so many fucking words. Basically, because he's black. So they'd rather stay there and die. What the fuck was the more like? What was really the moral of that fucking story? That's not. See, the doctor should be able to confront a racist, and change his fucking mind, dude.
Yeah.
Why would that be
But
so hard to do, man? Like,
uh, uh, I tell you, the writing is so horrendous. I mean, also the portrayal of the Doctor, going back to the one with the gay kiss, he's grinding away to Kylie Minogue's song. He's chasing cock
yep.
instead of trying to defeat alien invasion. I'm sorry, that's not the Doctor. Um,
That,
as you said, with the racism the dot and bubble one with these slug things.
yeah, I don't know what they were
Uh,
called. Yeah,
which is what gets me. It's the writing. It's preaching to you. It's sending messaging. Back in the day, in the classics and in the early New Who, there was messaging, but it was in the background, and the
yeah.
story took forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Example: the Green Death. The Green Death. There was messaging in that about environmental stuff, but
Yes.
it wasn't the forefront. There was a story. There's no stories to these. It's just messaging, messaging, agenda driven. And Russell
And
T Davis doesn't give a shit.
I don't understand. And a little sexual, man. Not that he's just kissing, but the dude dances very sexual. I don't know. I don't see this as a family show. I would put this more as how Torchwood was, not a family show.
Yeah,
But Torchwood was pretty decent, man, to say the least, man, in my opinion. Anyhow, but and one of the other bigger things, the dude does not. And Jody did, but he does not have his own outfit, man. He's the doctor that just had a different outfit on in every fucking episode, dude, which is also kind of lame. I know they usually, I know they go through a couple, but they usually keep it to what their look. Like David Tennant went through a couple trench coats, but I mean, they kept their look usually.
and if you want to keep fans or and gain fans, you need something to latch onto as for the Doctor, and it's the costume. You
Yeah,
know, Tom
he did.
Baker had Tom Baker had about three costumes. Pertwee had a variation on his cloak.
Yeah, but
But Shooty was a different costume every bloody episode.
that's the thing. So when I got to picture him, all I do is I picture him in his little jeans skirt thing with a tight top on, like this kind of maybe, but just very flamboyant. I mean, just no, I did that. I'll say, as boring as Jodie was, I would rather watch her if I had to choose how I'm gonna die. I'll rather
Yeah,
die with her, man. This guy, I'm sorry, he's the I don't know, and I don't again with the Bi generation. David Tennant's doctor, whatever it was, never came back. Even just for like, what's going on with that? Why'd they even do that? So they did that and just left
yeah,
that in. I don't know. That was kind of dumb. I mean, we would still see Rose, Donna's daughter, here and there. I mean, but now they just kind of. Uh, Now I get, like I said, Ruby Sunday was. I could see her being a decent companion. I can, but I just think she was with the wrong guy. I don't know. She kind
yeah,
of look. I kind of did dig her, and I'll be honest. I won't be a total fucking fuck. I did, and was surprised I kind of was okay with the Christmas special. I kind of thought that was kind of a cool little story outside everything else going on with it. I don't know. I just thought that with the hotel and all that, I thought that was kind of cool. You had the relationship with the lady and had to stay there a year. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a, I don't want to sound, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a cute little story there. You know, not, again, not the best, but I mean, it was cool. And they ended it with fucking Jesus at the end, which again, I'm very fucking surprised. Dude, when they mentioned basically, he's at in I guess Bethlehem or wherever the fuck Jesus was born, basically saying, "Up, but you know, Jesus, fucking Jesus, man, of of all things." I think that was.
I think we've been,
I'm surprised that
I
even
think we've been saying Jesus for the past series. Jesus.
I don't know with some of the attitudes of the people that I don't know run the show. You would think they would want to stay away from Christianity or Catholics and all that, whatever religion. I was very surprised. Gee, again, so I won't. That was I was okay with watching that. I wasn't total cringe watching that. He was kind of more settled down. Maybe that was the
You,
only.
you can you can give that because it's a Christmas. It's just a fun episode. You know, it's a Christmas throwaway episode sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are better than others. Like with when it comes to
Yeah.
the specials, sometimes there's really good ones, sometimes whatever. But that was okay. That was okay. That was good for an okay. But I don't think Shooty fucking had a great episode. Man, I was a little disappointed with. I was excited when they were bringing Sutek back, but the I don't know because again, Pyramids of Mars, right?
You see,
Uh,
Russell T Davis has said he wanted to move forward and bring new fans into the show without relying on the history of the show. But
yeah,
he's brought Sutek back. He's brought Omega back. He's brought the Rani back.
yeah.
These so-called new fans won't even know who the fuck these people are. And then he shits on the characters from on high and just destroys the characters. He
Fucking late.
destroyed Sutek.
It's like too fucking late. So you're gonna again. We know, as far as we know, they have no plans with the show right now. So who knows? Like it's in limbo at the moment. Could get an announcement any day. Whatever. I'm just saying, as of right now, Doctor Who's in limbo. So there's nobody saying that. Okay, this is when it's. We know nothing, right? So to do so many things at the end, like bringing the Ronnie back. Okay, why? Just you're ending the show
But
anyway.
yeah,
And then when we fucking said, God, even in like 2011, I was saying, dude, where the fuck is the Ronnie, man? Bring the Ronnie back now, or Romana, get her out of
yeah,
fucking space with the canine. Like, come on. There's so many cool things, and I know there's rights on using certain K9 characters. And to me, that's kind of fucking weird and retarded, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But dude, if you're going to put out so much money for crappy fucking episodes, then pay whoever the fuck you got to pay, put K9 in a fucking episode. What's the big fucking
yeah.
deal? Who the fuck would want to see him? No, we don't want to see the K9 from the K9 TV show if you want to talk about suffering again through a Doctor Who show, it's that K9 show, not 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 the K9 and Company. Not that one. That was all right. That was the one episode, right? Is it K9 and Company? Is that what it was called? The one with Sarah Jane in it. That episode.
That was Kadan and Company, yeah. But then there was the
No,
crappy one from Australia.
yeah, but that was pretty all right. Okay, man, that was pretty all right. I see what an early Sarah Jane adventures. That's fine. But no, the one from Australia. Oh my God, was that a piece of shit? That was a piece of. I'm sorry. You like that? That you don't have any. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. You like that Australian canine TV show because it was horrible. I downloaded that all fucking Pirate Bay and I watched, and there were so many episodes. There was way too many episodes than it needed, man.
Yeah.
Like there was quite a few episodes, and I'm like, oh my god, who the fuck is watching this? Because I'm pretty much even back then, I'm talking to a lot of people that love Doctor Who that didn't even know that existed. Like it's kind of like an oddity, but that was,
It changed. Yeah,
you
I
know,
just don't know how it happened, to be honest. Um, Mike, so what was your take on, because we had 2 seasons of shooting, but both seasons was all around based on gods and fantasy, no science fiction really.
like God,
What did you make of that?
the gods of Ragnarok, right? The ones from the Psycho Circus. Was that one? That's been a while.
Great show. Yeah, yeah.
With the Seventh Doctor. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, man, no. They could do a thing with gods. I mean, that's cool, man. In a way, in a way. I know Star Trek did it a lot in their earliest. I don't know, man. It's just like missed opportunities of adventures. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a nightclub when I'm watching this. Like it's just dancing. Like you're saying, it just seems very cartoony to me.
Is that the good influence, or
Man,
is it just the way?
and I'm not like a super tough guy. I've teared up watching episodes of Doctor Who. I have, man. There's moments, man, where you're like, oh man, that's really sad, man. Like you get emotional, but man, I do not feel nothing. It just feels so dry. Started with Jodie a bit, but I mean, it's so dry, and they got this over the top guy that do they even direct them, or they just say, just you're a fucking jelly bean, just jump around all over the fucking place, man, and cry once in a while. I don't know, man.
I just,
He could cry like a motherfucker though, man. Face looks like you want to cry, but then you're thinking, why are you crying, man? Like, what the fuck are you crying about? I
I, I
different
get, I get the feeling. I get the feeling he was cast by RTD because he liked him.
Oh,
In,
you know that. Holy shit, the whole fucking 10th Doctor regenerating the last like fucking 10 minutes of that. Holy shit. That's the saddest shit in the world, man. He didn't want to go, man. He didn't want to go. He got to say goodbye. He drug out. They drugged that the fuck out. They made that the saddest motherfucking shit in the world. They played that fucking song. I didn't know dudes. I didn't know a guy sang that song until they did the live on stage thing. And the guy comes out, dude, because he has such a what the fuck? Like he got kicked in the balls, dude. Like how the fuck does a man voice? Like oh him. But yeah, but seeing a guy sing that live for the first time and not knowing, that's a funny shit. I'll be honest with you. When I was young, I didn't realize a guy sang the Never Ending Story song either. You know what I mean? It took a little while. I didn't know like whatever the fuck.
yeah.
But anyway, I mean, he sang it with a woman. But yeah, well, if you want to get to they didn't they did the bi generation again with the Ronnie basically.
God, yeah. I thought that. I mean, that was written as it was really rare in Time Lord history that bi generations happened. Apparently, oh, we've had 2 now.
And why? I don't understand why. There's a lot of things I could complain about some of the shows I watch, man. But why did they do Doctor Who like that? Hey, I get it. There's some of you guys still out there that love it and enjoy it for what it is, and maybe you're just not so critical on it. And that's I don't to each their own, man. I say, but other people, it's not like people, dude. That was my favorite fucking show, man. Okay, number one. That was, and a lot of our favorite. That was our bread and butter fucking show. That we loved looking forward to watching that, man. And
Yeah,
and coming up with theories. And now it's like, do it all now, Susan. Now, like, dude, you guys could have fucking God. You should have did Susan back when fucking Tennant was still the Doctor. That would have made so much fucking sense, and you would have probably got such a great story.
I said, yeah, I said a few weeks ago, if you're going to bring Susan back, make sure the story has something for Susan to be involved in.
No,
Not
no,
shoehorned cameo for these classic fans who think, oh, the Susan, we'll have to watch more of these episodes because that's what Russell T Davies did there.
That's what I mean. It felt like towards the end here, yeah, they were like putting in a bunch of shit that man they should have did years ago. It doesn't make sense to do it now because
Yeah,
you lost a lot of your fan base, man. And if you're just trying for the newer fans, they ain't gonna give a fuck about Susan or
yeah.
Ronnie or Romana, if ever. At least I left Romana out of it. Maybe we still get a good Romana something one day, maybe. But as
Well,
far as and I guess I'll just be
I mean,
honest.
also,
Season to me was just a pile, man, a big steaming pile of poop with flies flying around it, dude. That's all. And again, it
I
has nothing
mean,
to do
yeah,
with it has nothing to do with him gay. I do not give a fuck, man. I just miss my fucking stories, man. I miss being emotionally like wrapped around some like these characters with good stories, man. Like, again, man. Even Tennant's run with Martha Jones. I do. I know some people don't love that air, but I really liked him with Martha Jones. I thought he got a lot of good fucking stories out of it, especially Human Nature and all that, man. Like really emotional. Like man, that's when you got the fucking what was that the Fury of the Time Lord, where he kind of went dark at the end, and he's locking these motherfuckers up in a scarecrow and in a mirror and in a fucking chains and a fucking Nexus thing. I mean, holy shit, Doctor went fucking nutty at the end of that one. He was not fucking around, dude. But do you ever think like couldn't they at least when even Shooty walked past a mirror, maybe that little girl's peeking once in a while. Like, couldn't they touch on some of that shit? But no, we're never gonna do
now,
things like that, dude. Ursula Blake is she still ahead in concrete somewhere with Elton, just still with their
it,
sexual relationship? I mean, come on, that was a horrible thing to do to Doctor Who, and I will still. And I like Love and Monsters in general. I like Love and Monsters. They should have stopped that episode 5 minutes before it ended. They shouldn't have had all that extra fucking bullshitty Elton shit. They should have killed Ursula Blake. I'm sorry. Or brought her back, not as Cement Head, and never mention it again. Never, never. Okay, that's cool. I'm still upset about that. That's just how I roll. But then now we're gonna get to uh, his regeneration. Oh no,
well,
we get to see Jodie a little bit, unless you got something else there.
well, yeah. The, what was it? The Rani stated a bombshell that Time Lords couldn't have children because they were sterile
Uh,
because of a genetic explosion. What fucking genetic explosion? But if that's the case, where's Susan come into this? Because he's her grandfather. So a lot of contradictions. Again, bad writing.
yeah, they already that's the whole timeless children's thing. They already fucked all that up. Like it's
Yeah,
hard, even if they try to say something now, it's hard to really take it seriously. It's almost like I'll be at the point like, I guess, I mean, whatever. I guess Time Lords can't have children all of a sudden, even
I've
though
just, I've just, I've just looked. I've just looked to see who wrote Love and Monsters, and it was Russell T Davies. So that's a bit worrying that he wrote that ending of Love and Monsters.
still, yes, I am one. Maybe it's one of those things where I Love and Monsters to me, I like it. I love watching it. It's not a good episode. Okay. I know that. The Absorber Loaf is fucking retarded. Okay. I'm sorry. And I understand a little kid created that and that's awesome. And I'm glad they
Yeah,
did something like
yeah,
that too. But that was they should have did that maybe for the Sarah Jane Adventures. It would have been maybe a little more passable to have something like that. But I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. It fell flat, but I do like the idea of a group of people that kind of met the Doctor, maybe, or seen him, or even in their childhood. I like the idea of Elton's character, seeing him.
yeah.
There's very touching moments in it, and also I will definitely stand by. It's probably one of Jackie, Jackie, Jackie's best episodes. Tyler, because you never see her. Yeah, she's an annoying fucking bitch of a character. I understand that, but you never seen her at home. It really got emotional at times with her and Elton, and he's trying to get information, and she's living her life. She misses her daughter. She don't know where her fucking daughter is. She traveled with this fucking crazy guy in a blue box, man. So you kind of got that perspective, which I do appreciate. And she found the picture, and then she got pissed off when he was going out to get the pizza or whatever. Fucking,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's a bad episode. I understand that, but I don't know what you call that when you like something that isn't good, but you like it.
it's not as bad as what we've been given
Oh,
in the past 4 years.
fucking,
Um,
it's an Oscar winning episode compared to the last two Doctor, honestly, in my opinion, or for the BAFTAs. Should have won a BAFTA
yeah,
against this shit. And I'm sorry. And I get it. Some people enjoyed it.
yeah.
And
And
a
then
little too late, especially with bringing characters like, again, like the Ronnie back and Susan and not really doing anything with them really much. And
just,
then,
just to kill, just to kill the Rani off, just to kill Omega off, just to kill Sutek off.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's kind of pointless, man. And then we get to see Jody as a doctor again, as boring as ever. And then
Why?
he said,
Why? Why?
oh, he had to say you were my friend,
Why?
or I loved you.
You, you're beautiful. You're
I,
beautiful.
yeah, you're the one I love.
What?
Never no love for Colin Baker, man. If I couldn't have Colin Baker here, oh my God, I would be like, holy shit. They actually got Colin Baker to come back. And they let him wear the blue outfit, right? And then Shooty says, "You were my favorite." I'd be like, you know what, dude, my I would have 10% extra love for Shooty because I have zero. So at least 10%, that would have been cool. Uh then that was dumb. That was sense. That was just to put her. Uh, and then there,
Also, for him to sacrifice himself,
yeah,
um, for what reason? Because
I guess he did
Belinda had
horrible.
her daughter Poppy. He had her, but he still sacrificed himself.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I just don't get that. And what annoyed me as well was always breaking the fourth wall in these series was so fucking annoying.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I mean, in the last scene where he puts all his regeneration energy into the TARDIS console, the TV screen shatters outwards. What the fuck's going on?
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
Uh, Breaking the fourth wall again, and then you say we've got no reason for Jodie turning up really,
No.
and then she's gone, and then and then all of a sudden we've got a regeneration, which we knew was coming because we knew he'd left because it'd been in the papers.
But
But
but yeah, and one of our buddies who isn't here with us right now, not dead, just happens to not to be in this Zoom with us right now, was he gave us some information
yeah,
early. He was giving us some. He was feeding
yeah,
us, man. Uh,
feeding it, yeah, and
in,
then you get
here we go. Then there you go. He regenerates into Billy Piper, but not specifically the Doctor, because again, we get introducing Billy Piper
yeah.
as what?
I just,
Never was that. I don't think that's ever been done. Not like that. Not where they're like when they do introducing John
yeah,
Harris or Doctor, whatever. When they do it, they do it. I don't know why they left it blank. Because again, I guess we know right at this time we have no clue what they're doing with it. Is that going to build up enough? Well, my personal feelings on it. Number one, again, I can understand people being cool with it. Billy Piper looks good. She does, man. I mean, for her, she does. I liked her. I like Rose, man. Rose is cool. All that love. But why? I don't get it. First it was David Tennant you fucking leaped into, not leaped, fucking regenerated into, and now fucking Billy
yeah.
Piper. That's weird, man. That's weird. All balls. But again, I know I would have, oh my God, if they would have did Christopher Eccleston, holy shit. holy shit, okay, you got something, even though they fucked up so much shit that you'd have to redcon, dude, or fix. But if anybody was going to do it, Christopher Eccleston under a different fucking team, obviously, because he said on stage like a year ago he would not return as long as there's certain people there, and Russell T Davies is one of them. Now Billy Piper on the same stage with him said, "Fuck yeah, I'd go back in a second," and she did, and that's fun. I don't blame her, man. I'm sure, like, good for her. Again, she was a cool character, and then she came back as the moment, and she's the one that's with the the meta crisis doctor, which would have been a way cooler way to bring back fucking Rose or whatever, Billy Piper as Rose, man. And you could have a little run with the meta crisis doctor and Rose. Oh, well, he's not completely the doctor, but never did they touch on that. God, over 10 years later, maybe almost 50, I don't fucking know how many, but fucking, we get Rose. We get not Rose, I guess, but we get Billy Piper as what? Because the show's not continuing. So what's the point? I don't know. It's not like you're going to right away with her, I imagine.
It was what I have heard. It was Panic from Russell T Davies. Shooty apparently recorded his regeneration back in February, I think, and they left it open ended.
Oh yeah,
So
okay.
for me personally, I would have left that just regenerating and then go to credits.
Oh, you
But
wouldn't.
no, so you wouldn't see the face. So then they could leave it, and
That's
if
true.
it comes back in a year or two.
Similar
But
to
no, Russell T Davis, in his
six,
wisdom,
six,
got
seven.
on the got on the floor with Billy Piper. Oh, I'm panicking now. Can you come and do us a favour?
I could see that.
Um,
I could see that.
and
But okay, here's my opinion again. Now, if Peter Capaldi regenerated into Billy Piper, okay, I think you would have kept a little more interest in the show at least, even though most people would still be against having a female Time Lord. It's at least it's Billy
yeah,
Piper. We're familiar with her at least. Possibly. Again, I don't know how she would roll because she's not going to be. She wouldn't be the dot, or she wouldn't be the Rose. So I would imagine she would have a different personality. I don't know. But like you said, it was a last minute fucking decision. That who knows what they're going to do with Doctor Who. Doctor,
well,
I get. I don't think Doctor Who's ever over, but it might take a long break. It might come back in 10 years. It might be 5. We might hear something tomorrow. I don't know, but again, we only talk. We're not trying to shit on it. I think we just feel shit on, man, just because we were such.
yeah,
Yeah,
on.
like a few years. I mean, like years, couple years back. Yeah, we used to go have our podcast and go on people's, and even if there was people that didn't get along that we were talking with, whatever. We all love Doctor Who, man. Like, and we only wanted to
It's
see
true.
it succeed. Like, we don't. I don't like. That's why I stopped. Me personally, that's why I didn't do any more podcast because I would just be one of them guys like I am now. I would just be bitching about, and I didn't really want to come off like that. But again, I'm just saying this is my opinion. I know
Yeah.
some people did, and I know some people enjoyed it and did cool, man. It's just I just wasn't. I just was. I lost a connection with the show, man. Like that, I used to. I used to really love a lot, man. Like that was a big deal, especially to be able to gather around with friends and talk about it. Now it's just a lot of fighting because if you don't like it, you're this or that. Like people just fight against each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
There
cool.
is a lot of.
I wouldn't mind us having somebody on here that's like, hey, man, I loved it. Well, the good. I'm glad you did. But it just, the facts are the facts. So it lost a lot of fan base, man. And it did, man. And I say it's especially from Shooty's run with the director or the showrunner and the actor kind of shitting on fans. And I understand maybe they got hit with some criticism and they didn't like it, but I mean, geez, man, I talk about Doctor Who to people privately. But I never heard anybody say any anti, like, I don't like the Doctor because he's gay or he's black or anything, or, it's just a case of, I can understand like you not liking it because it was a woman, because you didn't like it going that way. And I completely get it too, man, because again, we had time ladies, man. It was kind of a thing, man. But anyhow, as far as Shooty goes, man, and maybe he does. I mean, there's a couple of assholes out there probably call him, some names that aren't nice, possibly. But he's an asshole, man. I'm sorry, man. From what I've seen him personally, he doesn't seem like a nice guy. I don't know. He seems a bit up his own butt. I don't know.
No, he definitely is.
I don't know, man. I'd have to put him at my least favorite Doctor, man. I'm sorry. I'll put Jodie right above him. I'll give her a little bit, but maybe that's only because you had a little bit of Joe Martin in there, which I'll put right above Jodie Whittaker. So it sucks, man. And I know we said bad things this past however long we were talking here, but it only comes from because we at one time really loved the show and where it was going. Even though we bitched about some of the Matt Smith's episodes, like the Black Pearl. Okay, they weren't the best, but damn, when you look at the Black Pearl now, it's like, okay, I'm watching Doctor Who. The shitty episode, whatever, fucking the siren, annoying, but it was Doctor Who. It was trying to figure shit out. I don't know.
We get heated because it's a show we used to live and breathe and love it to bits, and we don't like to see a show like that
Well,
be absolutely ruined.
like I told you earlier, I mean, what it only did for I still watched it, but man, I just became like really a bigger Star Trek fan, dude. I just started like with my wife and kid now, my one daughter. We just like I was telling Lee, we just watch Star Trek from Next Generation to Deep Space Nine, Voyager to Enterprise, and the original series, the animated series, Lower Decks, Prodigy, which is really good. And I don't think Prodigy gets enough love. I'm sorry. Prodigy is really fucking good, especially if you like Voyager. I know it's a weird looking cartoon, but my God, that's where the animation is shitty, but the stories are so good. Here's where fucking Wesley Crusher is actually a cool character. Wow, I could have never imagined that happening, man. Not in a fucking million years, man. But Wesley,
No.
they kind of build him up like he's a Time Lord in a way. Like at that point, cool, really. Janeway's in that. Chakotay. Oh my God, what a great any Star Trek fan. Really, give that a shot. It's really, especially if you like Voyager. But yeah, no, I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it, man. I'm not happy that Doctor Who just felt like it just fell off the rails, man. I don't like to be critical. And again, I understand we used to bitch about certain episodes not being good. Yeah, I get that, man. But even
The
the band
show, the show,
felt like I was
the show
watching.
got
Huh?
the show got hijacked. The show got hijacked by agendas and messaging. That's where it falls flat on its face. People don't want that.
Yeah, where to me again, where it was show, I don't know, man. Like Star Trek, like it was pretty, whatever. It was a very inclusive show. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, I'll say even with you, and it gets a little overboard because, geez, do you have any men working in there anymore? Like, what the fuck? It's just like fuck. It's like the main crew of fucking. It's a. I don't know, man. Again, I'm not trying. It's just I get it, but it doesn't help, and I wish there was ways they could do it where they could show support for the handicap community. I don't know, but maybe in a cool way. I don't know, not just to be shoved in there
Well,
way.
yeah, that's it. I mean, Russell T Davis wants to be diverse and put all these characters in, gay, lesbian, disabled, coloured. But if he really stood by all this diversity, he would give these people strong characters, strong storylines what involve them. He
Yeah,
doesn't. They're they're just background characters. They're filling. They're extras. There's no story really to involve these people of diversity.
yeah,
He's
that
just using. He's using them.
yeah, and
The
that's where
smug,
you could man you could have a great or not handicap or some. There's a lot of issues with people that might be handicapped in one way or another that you could wrap some pretty cool storylines around, man. But like you said, they just throw them in there. So
yeah.
you get your people in wheelchairs that can fucking shoot rockets, and again, that just comes off as very cartoony to me, man. Like it's hard to take that fucking seriously, man. Like I don't know, man.
Well, I can't take it seriously anymore.
It's
Um,
the physics alone, just the
and,
physics. Uh, Again, yeah,
and
I
the viewing
understand.
figures have just
You what? You
the
crying
viewing
about?
figures the viewing figures have just flatlined.
Yeah, I would say yeah, they probably did. I mean, I haven't kept a good eye on it, but yeah, I've heard. Yeah, compared to when it was at its highest, I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, and it is. It's
It,
really. And again, I don't like. There will always be good Doctor Who stories that we've seen from classics, even from the new stuff. From 2005 to up to Jodie Whittaker, basically. But the newer stuff, no, not so much, man, not so much. But in our
the,
in my critical head, now I criticize the last two seasons. Do I think Doctor Who could be something good again? I always will have faith that it could, but man, you're gonna have to. Somebody's got to wake up and say, "Oh fuck, what the fuck? That was a dream." I mean, you know what? I can accept a lot of things, man, but I think the timeless children thing was not. I don't know. That's for I don't know. And I know we've had these discussions way back, way before, like how the doctor should just. That's why he's Doctor Who, because we don't know. You got to leave him a mystery a little bit. It gives us stuff to
yeah,
give. Feed people little kernels. Show them as a kid doing something once in a while, like they did again with him and the master. When they were young and all that. Yeah, or him in the with Capaldi, right? The one with Capaldi where he was in the farmhouse. Was that one of them too? I think. I
yeah.
guess a while, but yeah, give us little nuggets, man. Don't just fucking be like, bam, here it is. For, No, that was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. And the woman killing the kids over and over again, dude. Come on, man. Like again, this is supposed to be a family show. And again, yes, I love the Terrifier movies. You ain't gonna get any gorier than that. So I don't mind seeing death of children in movies and shit if it's reasonable. But I mean, but not animals though. I don't fuck around with that shit. No, I don't want to see death of animals. I'll turn that shit right the fuck off. I draw my line. But
That's you've put also as well. You've just mentioned something that I've noticed in the past few series. Nobody dies. Nobody dies of a threat of alien invasion or whatever. Everybody lives, and it takes the threat away.
it's almost like they don't have that big of a they haven't had a threatening story. Everything's been kind of just like localized small. Like if it was Sutek, it all kind of took place in unit or whatever, or you know what I
Yeah,
mean. It's just yeah, it wasn't like you had your Cybermen invasion or your Dalek invasion or like some no, I don't. I mean, maybe it was mentioned, but where the Earth was in peril, like or whatever. No, not that I it was really focused, even with Jodie's, I believe it was really just focused more on the doctors. Again, less on story, man. I don't know. I just lost that feeling. Unless I turned 50 and I got too old and my mind just went loop.
no,
But I don't know.
I think.
younger
A
people.
lot of people feel a lot of people feel the same.
Yeah, that's what I
Uh,
mean. It's not an age thing completely. And yes, I would want Doctor Who to fucking carry on and different people to play him. And but man, fucking the
How do they get out of this one?
yeah, story should be number one, man, number one. And I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world, but god damn it, if I got handed, yo, here, be the showrunner of Doctor Who, make 12 episodes. Holy shit. I'd bring them motherfucking fans back. I'd be like, come on back,
Yeah,
fans. We're fixing this shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the BBC. We're fucking fixing this shit. Fuck Russell T Davies. You know, fuck Stephen Moffat a
yeah.
little bit. Not as much. I mean, definitely fuck Russell T Davies more. Stephen Moffat's okay. He's okay. Oh, you know what? Stephen Moffat, I'll kind of trust to maybe write an episode or two if you had a decent doctor, you know, not Russell T
Yeah.
Day. I would ban BBC, and he could
Yeah.
take with him, man. Him and Shooty could go move to fucking Hollywood all the fuck they want, dude. Good fucking luck, dude. Good fucking in fucking Hollywood. I don't know, you know.
Oh,
I don't like them, so that's you can. People could criticize me. I actually don't like the real person. That's one example, and I'm not saying that about Jodie Whittaker. I'm just my criticism is just with her writing of the Doctor. She's, you know, again, I don't know her from any other TV shows. I'm not going to judge if she's a great actress or not. She was written really boring. You know,
yeah.
again, Shooty, horrible doctor, horrible human, in my opinion. He might, maybe he'll wise up and redeem himself. Everybody deserves a chance. I'm not a perfect motherfucker. I have a past myself, and I became a pretty cool guy after a while. So possibly, but does Doctor Who need a rest?
Yes,
I think number one,
definitely.
as much as I would hate to say it, I would agree with you. And I'd say even
Mhm.
if there was talks of bringing it back, you got to have a whole new fucking crew that's like, and they're like, hey, we're sorry, we want the old fans back that love classic Who and new Who. Like we want our fan, like they don't have to pander, but just be like, yeah, we're working on something. We're gonna fix this shit. And holy shit, you can get a lot
Yeah.
of it back in. You could. There's always that possibility. But if they're just gonna keep feeding into this stupid shit, I'm gonna be like, Russell T Davies got to be the fuck out of it, dude. I'm sorry, man. He had his chance. He fucking
He
excited.
needs management.
He fucking excited me when I first heard his name was gonna be on new Doctor Who. I was fucking excited, dude. And what a fucking letdown, man. I'm sorry. Sorry for so many F words, but what a letdown to a guy I kind of looked up to, who to a guy that actually created pretty good characters. Again, Captain Jack,
Yeah.
among others, man. Especially Captain Jack.
It, it's just unbelievable, isn't it, when you think of what he did for this series back in 2005, and he has actually took
I mean, but that's the only thing. I'm not
what and bent the
bless,
series down to the ground now.
bless him for bringing it back. Bless him for that,
Mm.
dude. That's all I can really. And he had a good run. He had a good run, man. And then Moffat took it over. And I like Stephen Moffat. He's fine, dude. But I don't know. But the man, it's just it does suck that we have to be, be negative, not negative, but whatever. That's our opinion, man. It makes me feel
Yeah.
bad. And again, if people are out there enjoying it, that's cool, cool. But a lot of people aren't, man, because of a lot of those reasons, and a lot of it is
Mm.
just story. And but again, I'll say with the last one, it's the Doctor was complete. I can't. But if you were making I'll say it again. If you were making a cartoon version of the Doctor, where it's kind of like the Looney Tunes, yes, he's perfect, man. Shooty's great for fucking that. But
Yeah.
as a realistic live action, no,
Nah.
you can't take it seriously. And I can't really, not that I would at this point. My kids are older, but if I had young kids or grandkids, I wouldn't really show them it. It's just not interesting. It's not like, oh, here, watch Rose up till whatever, even Matt Smith's department, whatever. Well, all this, the fun adventures all in between that. Father's Day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's all we want. That's all
Yeah,
we want is the doctor back who has
unless emotional person that gets emotional seeing somebody being emotional. So there are people that probably shooty cry and get upset, but I'm like, what the fuck is he crying about again? Like, really? Like and again, it wasn't like the doctor didn't cry. He has, but when he did, it was a big fucking deal. Like you kind of cried along with it, or you were sad about the situation. You know, I don't know. Again, I wish I had something positive to say. I really fucking do. I guess I'm glad it's over for right now, but I always will hold out for it to, man, fall into the lap of somebody that's actually interested in Doctor Who and is a fan of it and classic and NuWho and wants to fix it and have some cool storylines. It's not that fucking difficult. It really fucking isn't. It fucking isn't. Again, these are things that we said a long time ago. You could have had a whole fucking season of them trying to find Romana's trying to contact him from E-Space for a reason. No. These are ideas. Now I know audio books of all that, but still.
I get the feeling somehow that Russell T Davies was told to ruin the show.
But why do you think
it's way too expensive for the BBC to actually make it? It's got so high, the BBC haven't got enough money now to produce or to make these, their flagship TV series. And I just thought, it was the way my mind works. I'm thinking, do you think he's been given that job to, knock the last nail into the coffin?
That never came out. Like 10 years older, and he writes his memoirs how he was told by the BBC. All right, I guess, but still, I don't know. I would think with a compassionate, apparently a compassionate guy like him, especially for a show that he brought back. But then George Lucas sold his fucking Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess look what happened to that.
Which was unnecessary. For Lucas, that was very unnecessary. Yeah. So even though it went horribly after he did, but he was still making bank. How much money does he need? How much? It's fucking stupid. Money is stupid sometimes. But as far as Russell, if he did it, then shame on him, dude. I would even lose more respect if he did that and not came out and said, yo, BBC is telling me to ruin the show. I don't know. My guess is the show's not going to cost that much for a company to buy up, like Paramount or Disney or some company at some point, maybe.
I think the Disney deal's done, isn't it? Now
yeah, that deal's done. But Disney buys up. I don't know if they might. I don't know. And I'm sure a lot of people not that I'm for it, but what the fuck? I say fuck the BBC. They're the ones that let fucking. I would love to see some. I don't care. Let a Canadian company get it. If a company bought the rights to Doctor Who off and BBC didn't want it, fuck the BBC, man. Because I don't understand it, dude. And I know from where I live, Doctor Who is a big thing. That's a cultural thing in the UK, man. It ain't here, but I know it is there. Like, and it's kind of shitty, man, that it went out like that. And the BBC doesn't care. Like they don't see the the lack of views or they don't see people making videos criticizing it. Like, so they fight against it.
Yeah, they fight against it. They fight against everybody, don't they? The BBC.
Now, are they looking for a buyer? I mean, right? I forget the name of the company, but a new company even bought Star Trek not even a year ago to work with Paramount because some of the weird stuff. Not they plan on doing. I don't know. They want to take Star Trek back to where it was. Whatever. I hope it's a legacy show with Captain 7 and 9 of the USS Enterprise. I fucking hope so. But Doctor Who though, man, it has to go in for that to it has to fall in the right. It's before for many years, but it's gonna have to fall into the right lap, and that motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna have to. I don't know. I hate to say redcon, but dude, you're gonna kind of have to fix some of that shit. I think the Doctor should still be a mystery. Like I said, it could be Eccleston waking up from a bad dream, or Capaldi even. God, just what do it. Just say you're gonna wake up in this whole fucking the next two guys after you didn't really happen, man. Fuck, it was a fever dream, dude. When you were punching the fucking crystal wall. How about that? I don't give a fuck. It could be a
I feel like we could wake up from this horrible dream as well.
Well, that's what I mean. As I hate wake up from this terrible, or it was all a dream. As much as I hate that premise, I don't know what else they could possibly do, like to fix it. This is the only way. The Doctor was in a deep sleep. The Master kept them in a chamber, hooked up to machinery, or Missy, whoever. Okay, and it didn't really happen. Yeah, it's pooping on all.
We can only but hope.
Huh?
We can only hope, and that's what's going to happen in the future.
Oh, gotta remember, we live in a world where David Bowie is dead, so it's a sad world.
Yes, but we lived while he was alive.
Alien, dude, loving the fucking alien. Well, I'll tell you what, we used to love the fucking alien, dude. That's the problem. But the alien got goofy and boring, and it lost it. He lost us, man. It's a shame, dude. Again, I hate to be the critical guy, and I might sound like an asshole about it, especially the people that liked it.
But we love the show. But we love the show. This is why we're critical.
Yeah, and again, this is why I really haven't done like podcasts like this for a while, because I don't like coming off. I like talking about shit when we're excited and happy. I get it, dude. But yeah, I understand. And since the show is over, like I told Lee, I haven't done a video like this in a while. So I'll give my opinion, man. And this is a lot of the reasons why we stopped, doing Hoovy and stuff and all that. But a lot of like people too. Some of the people were just fucking weird. Like, I'm a weird motherfucker, but there were some really weird motherfuckers that even weird to me. That's weird, And again,
they're still out there. They are still out there.
Now, if they discontinue the series and somebody picks it up and we hear like a month or two, yeah, Billy Piper's doing the New Year's special or something, then that means nothing's changed, man. I don't know. What would you do with Billy Piper? I don't know. Not as Rose, though. It would have always been cool to see. It would have been cool to see Rose. Again, Billy Piper could have always came back as Rose. I would have loved to see Rose in the Meta-Crisis Doctor, like standing there at the end or something and say, who the fuck are you? But no, we don't get none of that. It's a shame.
Getting none of that. We'll just have to.
Doctor that's still having a fucking cheeseburger picnic with the Noble family somewhere with his TARDIS. I mean, what the fuck is that? Like, it's just all these that they left open that they didn't touch on, and it's a shame.
Just plenty of them. It's a shame. It's a shame it's gone down this route, and it's going to be a difficult route to get out of. But as we've said, it's mostly going to be shelved for maybe a couple of years to 5 years, I would say, until they can figure out a way of getting out of it.
But that's the big. I definitely think for Doctor Who, I definitely think something will happen eventually. It's not like everything's stopping. Obviously, I guess they're still working on doing the audio stuff, even though I guess that's separate.
We'll always have the books, the audios, the Blu-rays, or whatever.
Full show. I guarantee another physical show will appear again sometime, but is it going to be an American company that has it? A Canadian company? A Russian company?
If we could travel in time and go forward, we would
go to fucking North Korea.
A North Korean doctor.
It would be Kim Jong-un. He'd be the fucking doctor, man. Because he invented it, right?
But at least he'd only have one. He'd only have one costume.
You don't have one costume, man. Companion would be. I could see it, man. Yeah, I'm a buff on that. The shit. Man, I could go on and on about North Korea. What a fucking horrible place to live. But all joking aside, I'll always wish Doctor Who well, man. It was one of my favorites, man. Definitely. And I feel possibly I'm repeating myself, but I feel like it could. Who knows what the future holds for. I hope something good. I'm not like an asshole. I don't wish nothing bad, but you're gonna have to have a fresh crew, and you're gonna have to and tie up some fucking story. X-Files did the same bullshit. Now I don't want to get into X-Files, but Chris Carter, yeah, no, not getting into cigarette smoking, man, and everything they did with him. I don't like that shit. But anyhow, tie up loose ends, man. Make it fun again. Just make Doctor Who fun again, where you could watch it with your family or your grandkids and be like, "Oh, this is Doctor Who, man." They travel around
For everyone, yeah,
defending the Earth. That's all. Not going to dance party, man. What the way? He did the doctor danced. Yes, he did. You know, but come on, man. Fucking not every fucking episode did he though. You know what I mean?
Not with high kick. Well, Mike, I hope you.
Why am I
I hope you feel this has been a bit. I hope you feel this has been a bit therapeutic for you.
Well, it's just been what it's. It's fine.
Getting it all out.
No, these are these are talks. I mean, I thought my daughter was Zoe. I thought was coming out. I guess she's not. But yeah, these are just thoughts that even I discussed over the time I've been watching it, just with Zoe, my daughter, my son a little bit. But even he stopped. Like, you know, after Shooty, he's like, I said, I know. And again, that's just. It is what it is. But go ahead, you can end it, man, because I'll just keep fucking talking.
No, but it's been wonderful. I mean, we've sat here for quite a few hours now.
Oh my god, this is the longest one.
Chewing the fat, discussing a program that we have fallen out of love with, which many people have, and hopefully not too long in the distant future, it will return in some shape or form to embrace us again. We'll just have to see. It might be another wilderness years from like before, 15 years we had before. But what can we do? We're always going to be fans. We're always going to be fans of a certain era. So, we'll just have to hold that. We just have to keep that torch burning, that flame burning for it until eventually it returns.
Shows can redeem themselves. Star Trek, in my opinion, has. There's some that can. Star Wars, we'll see. I'll tell you what. Can I say something positive real quick? Before, totally off topic here. Here's a show I'm excited for. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The return of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know how many. I don't even know if Lee ever watched that. But I'm actually excited because this is the one instance I believe a show is going to return and it's going to be good. I have a feeling it's going to be good. I am excited. Sarah Michelle Gellar is passing the torch to a younger girl to play Buffy. That's actually one of the girls from the Skeleton Crew, Star Wars, and a character I like, and it kind of makes sense. So it's a young teenager that'll kind of take the mantle of the new Slayer. We know James Marsters is involved, who played Captain John Hart in Torchwood, of course, and Spike in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And he actually still looks pretty good today. He actually looks pretty fucking good today. I am looking forward to that. So there's some things, and we haven't seen Buffy in like, over 20 years, I'm sure, at this point. So there's always possibilities. So as Lee says, yes, I also agree. Hopefully on the flippity flip side, some company or somebody just rises up and takes Doctor Who and takes it on an adventure again, dude, and focuses on that. And who the fuck gives a fuck who they hire? Again, it would be cool if it was a dude. I'm not really going, the rose thing. What I don't know, but God, just get one last adventure. Like God, end it on a cool note. I don't know, something. I hope.
Yeah.
Jesus,
We all hope. We're hoping and praying. Yeah.
praying up there or
So,
Satan, somebody, help.
same. Well,
Hey,
uh, Mike, we'll end it here. It's been great catching up with you, talking Doctor Who. It's been way too long. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I hope you have. Let's
well,
say just fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for hopefully something will happen with the series, and I hope to see you again soon. Just don't be a stranger, Mike.
it depends.
And
Man, if you're ever ready to talk Star Trek, dude, I'm all over that shit too. Cause like the Ninth Doctor, man, live long and prosper, right?
it's
Doc- you know
it's always good. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you.
It's so fucking
Um,
great to see you and all you people out there. And
mm,
but speaking real quick, I always
yeah,
love the idea of now this is in Russell T Davies's book. If Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise didn't get canceled, they possibly would have got David Tennant's Doctor in an episode. That would have been fucking cool, man. Even though, yes, Doctor Who referenced Star Trek, kinda, I guess, with the. But hey, that's all good, man. Because the Doctor could have met a Vulcan. All right, you can end it, man. Because I'm just gonna keep fucking bringing shit up and talking. All right, goodbye, everybody. Seeing you, and maybe next time you see
yeah.
me, this fucking awesome head of hair, gonna donate it to a somebody that doesn't have hair, alopecia patient, possibly, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna do something with this hair. I'm gonna be clean cut again one day. I'm not gonna be looking like fucking Kid Rock forever. All right, man. I got it, man. I'll see you. I mean, hey,
Right.
to everybody that loves fucking Doctor Who and science fiction, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but the last two fucking Doctors sucked. So sorry. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And on that bombshell, we will leave it there. But yeah, it's been fun. We will do it again. Um, it's just when we can fit each of us lifestyle together again, and hopefully next time we'll get Beef on. He was supposed to be here today, but he
Yeah, the
couldn't
past
make
two,
it. So
I was actually an underwear model, so prefer to loom underwear. When they,
so I will end this now and say goodbye until next time.
All right,
Just
goodbye, guys.
keep your keep your hopes up for the show. That's all
Keep
we
it,
can say.
keep it up, man.
Bye for now.
See you later.